And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome. You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say. Hey there, Leo. Welcome to Koi Plays Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. As a reminder, please hit like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube good stuff. And if you would like to book a personal reading, please message me either through the links in the bio, on the main, or either message or email. Working on it. So in this round of read, Leo, we're going to be looking at your career read for the month of January, as we've done the opening with, the new year, first and last reads. Now we're looking at what is the career part aspect, right? What does that have to render? As a preamble to the read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, it even gets difficult. Understand that I, as your tarot card reader, I'm not here to misguide you or purposely mislead you. That's not what I do. That's not the purpose of everything that I'm trying to pull off here, right? We're going to lay the cards out on the table, all of them. And rain or sunshine, we're going to talk about what's going on here, okay? So when it comes to the career read, this represents opportunities, ventures, or things we want to invest into, things that could be happening, or change of paths, right? Everything's on the table. So with that being said, let's look at your career read, Leo, month of January, getting closer and closer to that full moon. And yeah, let's see what the cards say. We're going to start in a past, present, future dynamic, looking first in the past orientation, which will be described over here. Show Leo the cards I need to see, please, for the read. Starting with the past orientation of the career read today. Show Leo the cards I need to see, please, upon your read. That's a break. Okay, that could be bad shuffling, who knows, but if it starts to break way too much, then that just ain't me being terrible. That's something that we need to take a stop for. So it's past orientation for Leo in their career read, please. Pass. Okay, Nine of Pentacles. The notion of autonomy, we ventured out particularly in an effort to fulfill ourselves. I'm seeing this more as an individual project, Leo. Let's draw a bit more. Six of Cups. Okay. Well, meeting exactly who we needed to meet, but also, again, because it's the energy of nostalgia and fulfillment, the far-off promise that we could pursue this. Why so? The Moon, the card of Pisces. A new and unknown territory, and this is why I'm still saying, while we may not have known what the right move or the right action was in that moment, Leo, we knew that, hey, this is worth investing into, right? I'm looking at Leo who's saying, yeah, I might have done a startup, a project, I don't know why the word podcast comes to mind, but a podcast, some type of individual venture that I wanted to pour myself into. I knew it was right, that's why I started it. Now, that also indicates, because it's all back here, I'm assuming it kind of fell into a state of procrastination or a state of suspension, right? That moon suggesting, hey, there's so many things that I didn't know about the aspect that I had to drop it for other life circumstances. And hey, that happens, right? The ventures and everything we go on, give yourself a break, but also hop back into it, right? We're just going to move along the way. So that's what I'm seeing in your past. Let's move on to your present. Show us cards we need to see, please, for the present orientation of Leo's career read. Define what's going on in the here and now for Leo in their career. Ooh, good. Did we get one more? For the Leo? There we go. Thank you. So I say this a lot in the reads. That's what the cards flying out looks like. I don't take them just because they break in my hand and maybe giving me a hint of what's going on as your tarot card reader. But this, yeah. And that's very interesting. That's coming out in the reverse. Okay, cool. We'll get to that in a second. I like that. When cards fly out of my hand in that manner, that means that, hey, even if I tried to intervene, that's what was going to happen. So that's why I shuffle in the way that I do. What we see in the present, Leo, The foundation of the rest of your life, that Ten of Pentacles, trying to lay the roots, trying to establish a focus, coupled by the Queen of Swords. No better time than right now. What is our position? What are we trying to aim for? And very interestingly, Nine of Swords in the reverse. And I don't necessarily read that as being directly connected to your job station. I see that more as there are outside life factors, because life be life, right? There are outside life factors that are contributing to, a downswing that you had to bring yourself back from, right? Like, career could be up or down, but more so what's going on in my life separate from my job is, ooh, boy, that's a toughie. And I'm seeing that because the Nine of Swords, which is normally something of anxiety, nightmares, and fears, is now in the reverse. It's like, oh no, it's real and it's happening, right? And that's very much in the present moment. So given that you also know what you want to do for the rest of your life, you're also going through a situation that's showing you what you don't want, the worst of it. And again, tying it back to what's going on over here with that moon, the card of Pisces, I'm still seeing that as, okay, with what we want to do, maybe this prospect becomes open again, right? I don't know what's happening in your personal life, Leo, but what I can tell you is that you are more determined now more than ever to say, hey, I got to decide what's right for me. And the situation isn't making it any easier, but it is making it clearer. In this weird roundabout way, it's actually pushing you, whatever trouble is going on in your life right now, is pushing you more towards being crystal clear about what your career goals and what your personal ventures and pathway is. Okay. Future orientation. Show the cards that we need to see, please, on the future orientation for Leo and their career read. I can appreciate that, right? It's not the nicest answer, but it is an answer, right? And I think when we start to, be more honest with ourselves about where that stands, we can move on and do better and do right by ourselves. These things go hand in hand. So, that's a break. What of the future orientation, the realm of the what if? Okay. Four of Pentacles. And I like that for you because of context. Normally, that's kind of iffy because of his position. So let me explain that why in a few. Any other cards that we need to see, please, for Leo's future orientation? What are the cards that we need to see, please, for Leo's future orientation and career read? Two of Cups. Okay. And it all comes back to you. Temperance, the card of Sagittarius. Okay, that's good. We'll get to the underneath in a second. Why was I actually pleasantly surprised by seeing the Four of Pentacles? Four of Pentacles represents what we hardcore invest into, like accounts, resources, things like that, but also what we hold on to, what we find value in, and by extension, what we must let go of. Seeing that Four of Pentacles here, especially given your timeline progression with your career right now, Leo, I'm looking at somebody who, again, you're kind of entertaining picking that back up. Whatever this was, even if it was a side project that didn't give you, total financial abundance and freedom, although it did set you on a pathway towards what you wanted to do, it still has its value and merit. I think you're trying to revisit that part of yourself, given all the other circumstances that are happening right now that are pushing you away from it, right? It all comes back to you like a boomerang. And so what you're trying to say is the future is worth holding on to. That Two of Cups then becoming, in this read, not necessarily, an intimate partner, date, or something like that, but rather I'm getting more familiar with who I am, and by extension, I'm going to meet exactly what I need to. This is all then coupled by Temperance, card of Sagittarius, that things do, in fact, and can, in fact, heal with time. We need the space, we need the place, but ultimately to believe that the future is possible, even while you're fighting your way up right now, our inspiration always comes back to us. Underneath it all, King of Wands, the hard representation of a ruler of fire. So that is you, Leo, because you're the fixed fire, but more so the idea that, no, I can do better, I can do right, and I can do it right now. good stuff never left. Okay. So let's look at the in-between transitional phases. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, in the in-between spaces. Between all time-based orientations for Leo in their career read, we are first gazing towards the space between the past and the present, between the what was and the what is. And that was dirty. I'll try to shuffle it again. Show us the cards that we need to see, please, in the in-between space of the what was and the what is for Leo in their career read. Because we took a chance, trying to make sure that something panned out, and then came to some form of conclusion that we are where we are for a reason. Now, your life, all the life lessons you're learning right now is setting you up to make choices that will affect what that future actually tangibly looks like. So between the past and the present, Hierophant, the card of Taurus. And that's why I'm still more prone to saying, Leo, whatever this individual project back here was, you kind of had to put it to the wayside when in fact right now while you may be afraid to revisit it, it seems like it has the most amount of, if not learning lessons to be had by re-pursuing it, but also a level of basically self-created manifestation of abundance here, right? I'm not saying that'll automatically work out or it'll reach the pinnacle of what all that it could be, but there's something worth looking at. Revisit that project, revisit whatever that is for you. The next, Eight of Pentacles, mastery. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. When you took that chance, you knew a lot more than you originally gave yourself credit for, but we put it to a halt. Three of Swords, heartbreak and remorse. And so, again, our life circumstances made us had to put it to the wayside. Again, I knew what I was seeing. Sometimes I am good at my job. Here, that Three of Swords, I didn't want to let it go, but other things were coming up and yeah, something had to give. And now, well, you're in the situation, I don't know what the life circumstance is, but you're saying, it can't get any worse. So now we're saying, no, time to unbreak my heart. Time to actually pursue what I want to do. We're not putting the second, we're putting it first. Got it. Between the present and the future orientation for your reading, those cards we need to see, please, between the present and the future for Leo's career read today. Between the what is and what could be, we see, okay, Four of Cups. Is it still worth risking for? Yes. I'm going to tell you this right now, Leo. Four of Cups represents, long, drawn-out apathy and disappointment over time. But in this particular context, right, we've given up on it so much that we're like trying to become as invigorated as we were in the past. But I guess the problem that I take with that as your reader is that past version of you did not have the experience that you have right now. Right. So you're coming in from a framework of let me reignite my spirit of inspiration around it rather than let me reignite my experience. Let me reignite my passion and my drive that I learned from it. Let this be a part two, not a redo. You see how that works? Two of Pentacles, making it balance out. And so again, we're trying to juggle all these aspects that's going on in our material realm in our life right now, but we'll get there eventually. We'll get there. It's going to be difficult, absolutely. But can you do it? I'm also saying yes. Chariot, the card of Cancer. When we put things together, when we say what isn't is not worth it, we can carry duality in our cart and still push forward. Fast moving, fast acting. We're moving from a state of, contemplation of whatever could be done, picking up that project or moving on to something new. But ultimately, we're saying we can't be stuck just in this Nine of Swords forever. It sucks right now. I get it. But it is still only temporary. And that's what I want you to remember. Underneath it all, Six of Pentacles. The long-term investment. The everyday little things add up to so much more if we're able to be persistent. Next. Show us the cards that you need us to see, please. In Leo's career read, we define the major arcana strewn across the table. First, starting with the Moon, the card of Pisces. What of the unknown? In this very particular time and space, when we didn't know anything, or things were yet to be revealed to us. And we still said that a pathway was worth pursuing. Show us the cards that we need to see, please. To that moon. 7 of Wands. Okay. I think that's so interesting. So what's going on is that, hey, there were things I didn't even know about myself. Yeah, it was a great, almost an epiphany of an idea, but it kind of revealed more about myself that I didn't even realize, right? So there's two things you want to pick back up, and that's probably why that Four of Cups is coming out in your transitional phase from the now to the what could be, Leo. First, we're saying in the past, I really had a good idea, and when I tried it, oh boy, I think I bit off more than I can chew. Cool, good, understand that. Now, what do we do with that? Because if you want to reignite this, we're not coming from inexperience anymore. We're coming from something learned. I want you to give yourself that credit. To the Hierophant, 6 of Pentacles again. It has to do more with long-term investments. It doesn't matter what's going on with this right now. That is affecting your output capacity, but it's not affecting ultimately what your career path could be. It matters of the everyday investment. What we put in is what we might get out. So to the Chariot, 7 of Pentacles, accepting the process that it is what it is. It is going to be a long and arduous journey, but the more we can make decisions, the more we can add some speed to that card. And lastly, the Temperance, the Magician, the power of manifestation. All things can change with time. Let time heal when it needs to. But more so, don't stop your dreams just because you're at a pit stop right now. Just like a boomerang, it all comes back. Resolution, real cards of resolution for Leo in this read was held in space resolution for Leo in the career read today. Ooh, nice. 10 of Wands, now we sit with the burden. When we actually lay it on the line, when we don't try to create an alternate path away from what we truly want, we'll sit with the burden of, hey, this is what it is. Are we willing to carry it all its way through? And what couples that 10 of Wands? Oh, we'll get to that in a second. 2 of Swords, a notion of confusion. What path we take? Not entirely sure. What way that we want to move? Hey, that's your decision. I think at the heart of the matter, when we're talking about burdens and confusion, the more we make decisions is when the burdens start to drop, right? Let's do a crossing pattern down here. Kind of forgot about that earlier. 3 of Cups. Interesting. What's crossing that 3 of Cups? 9 of Cups. Oh, yeah. So in order to get this acting and working again, Leo, I'm seeing a more unlikely connection, right? Find a workable dynamic where you can give the best of yourself with your idea, particularly in an environment where you're okay to be wrong. I know that sounds very weird and very abstract, but the 3 of Cups to the 9 of Cups, I don't see that necessarily as reunion, although you could have somebody in mind as I say it. More so, the people that you're going to meet to make this project get off the ground, you had to be okay with admitting the mistakes that you had. You also had to be okay with saying, my dream is still worth it. Right? It's hard. It's hard to believe in something that we intentionally had to put a pause to, but we only hit the pause button. We didn't hit a full eject. Underneath it all, the Fool, the power of new beginnings. And so tomorrow is starting now. What do we do with it? What do we give our time to? All in all, what I see in your career read today, Leo, yeah, we started a project in the past that we had to put to the wayside, but given whatever chaotic life circumstances that are separate from our job or our career right now, it's pushing us back in a direction that maybe we should revisit it. And more so, is it the right investment for me to do? Can I truly revive this dream? My answer to you is very simply put, yes, but realize you're coming from experience, not just naivety. Just like a boomerang, everything is coming back. That's what I see in your read today, Leo. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, give the best of you to it, and hopefully it can get the best of it to you. See you around, okay? Take care.